Good morning, everyone. It's Marty Harger, and this week I want to talk with you about the April Essential Yoga Program Workshop, and the theme of that is the theme of energy. Ooh, I love that theme. Energy recapture a chance to capture the rejuvenation of spring. So we have a great series of essential oils that you can incorporate into a workshop. Typically, we're suggesting a hatha practice where you can incorporate things like twists and forward folds and back bends, things that'll help the body move physically and emotionally. Any kind of clutter or toxins that are in us from an emotional perspective from the winter, things we've been storing up, and getting into letting those go as we work through our practice. You know, whether you're using the Essential Yoga Program for your personal practice, for a class that you're teaching, or for a workshop, a 2-hour workshop, you know, there's so many great ideas in our book that we're hoping that you're going to be able to incorporate. Now, in the April workshop, the theme of Capture the Rejuvenation of Spring is really about sprouting forth with new energy and vigor as we let go of the heavier things that have been weighing us down over the winter months. You know, we've just come through the spring equinox, and as we do that, we're getting ready to burst forth with new ideas and new things that we may want to incorporate into our practice or into our lives. And what I love about the oils that we're using is that they are such a great combination. So we start out this month diffusing the peppermint and the wild orange, and we know that peppermint is the oil of a buoyant heart and wild orange is the oil of abundance. So this is something that allows us to really rise up and feel a sense of abundance coming our way, an abundance of friends and family, an abundance of wealth, an abundance of good health, an abundance of good things coming our way. And as we do that and rise up using these in the diffuser, we get started with a beautiful way to sort of set the tone for this practice. Now, as we move through the practice, we start to incorporate some of the other essential oils. So we have lime essential oil next. And one of the ways that we like to incorporate the essential oils into one of the workshops or classes is to not only diffuse them, but of course we're going to want to apply them. So we're going to take a drop or two of the lime, and we can rub our hands together, cup it around our nose. Oh, it's such a great zesty smell, which is why they call it the Zest for Life oil. And this is one that really helps people awaken. It's a wonderful oil in the morning. I love to put it into a beverage or a smoothie. But when we incorporate the lime, in fact, it's suggested that you can incorporate it into your water and serve that to people in your class or workshop. This oil is just such a perky smell. And what I love about the lime is that it just helps us really recognize that fresh, crisp scent. So whether you're putting it in water and serving it to people in your class or drinking it yourself, or if you are going to apply it, I love using the lime essential oil. Actually, I like to blend it with other oils that are of a heavier scent because it makes a beautiful combination. So the lime essential oil helps us recognize that in the spring season, it's time to awaken with energy and excitement for what is ahead in the year, what's ahead in the month, what's ahead in the moment. So those are our first 3 oils, the peppermint, wild orange, and lime. And then we move on into some other things in our practice, and we incorporate the oils throughout the April workshop that really help us to, as we're moving through the practice, to really help us let go and also to help us gather in the energies that we need. So when we're looking at our next oil, we incorporate cedar wood. So now we're going from these high note citrus oils, we're moving into a little deeper scent, and cedar wood, which is one of my favorites. Cedar wood is the oil of connection and community. So sometimes in the winter months, we hibernate in our homes. And spring is a time to capture that energy and get out and make new friends and bring other friends into your yoga practice with you and really get out and start to bring the world together in your community. I love the fact that cedar wood is such an anchoring aroma to the lime oil. And as we use cedar wood, it is one that helps us focus on what it is that is dragging us down or holding us back. And it lets us open up to the idea of using the oils to buoy ourselves or make ourselves more buoyant, like the oil of the buoyant heart, the peppermint, to lift ourselves up and get out into the world. So I'm doing some interpretation of the April workshop for you today, but I'm trying to give you some languaging and some ideas of how you might talk about the essential oils in your classes or workshops. Because part of the purpose of the Essential Yoga program is to teach people about the many ways that even one essential oil can benefit them physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. And so, part of the idea of these workshops is to give people that exposure, to let them have an experience on the yoga mat that's going to let them tune in and witness what is going on for them. So the next oil that we incorporate into the practice is rosemary. Now, a lot of you know rosemary is a beautiful oil to diffuse when we're trying to focus on complex things. I love the rosemary essential oil because, again, that fresh herb smell reminds me of spring. I like cilantro for the same purpose, but rosemary in this practice is a beautiful oil to incorporate because it helps us recall things. So why would we want to recall in a yoga practice? Well, of course, we want to think about maybe little details of our asana practice that we want to recall about alignment or in our breath work. But really with this workshop, because it is designed to help us excavate and get rid of old heavy things and toxins in our thinking and in our practice, in our body, rosemary is there to help us focus. What is it that we need to let go of? So as we're deepening our practice throughout the workshop, we're getting to the point now in the practice, more in the apex of the practice, where we're starting to witness the deeper things that are underlying perhaps some of our unsettled thinking, perhaps some unhappiness, perhaps some heavier energy. And the rosemary really, even though it has an interesting light aspect to the aroma, it's an oil that helps us to tune in at this point, to quiet our minds and really think about what's going on for us. Now, the next essential oil in the workshop for April is geranium essential oil. And geranium is a balancing oil. It is an oil that we use to balance the amount of oil in our skin. It allows us to balance our mood and emotions. And so as we're using geranium is an oil that is actually wonderful to apply to your feet. So as you apply it to the feet or to the feet of the students in your class or workshop, you're giving them an opportunity to not only take in this beautiful flower aroma. Oh, I love that. But you could have them self-apply the geranium to their feet. So they take it in on their hands, take in a nice inhalation for an emotional balance, and then apply it to the feet so that they can help bring their own body into balance, bring their being into balance. Because we know that when we apply essential oils to the feet, it actually absorbs through the tissue and helps us in all aspects, our lymphatic system, circulatory system, our energy systems. It helps bring us into alignment or balance. So the geranium oil is designed at this point in the practice. It is the 5th oil in the series of this month's practice, the energy workshop, because here we are, we're raising our vibration in the beginning with the peppermint and the orange, and then we're taking in the lime to bring in again more energy. Let's get the energy of spring. And now we start diving in deeper. We get into the cedar wood and the rosemary are taking us deeper. And now we want to say, okay, we've opened up. We've let go of heavier thinking and vibration. Now let's bring our being back into balance. And finally, we end in Shavasana with a third eye application of the wild orange back to the oil of abundance. recognizing that as things burst forth in us in the spring, we don't even know what's coming our way, right? All kinds of great things are coming our way. And so it brings us a light-hearted, open energy that we can bring in through our April yoga practice this month. And looking at the use of the Essential Yoga Program, it really has some fantastic ideas for you to use and interpret for your students, for your home practice, for an actual workshop that you put together to feature the doTERRA essential oils and create an essential oil experience for people. This is the purpose of the Essential Yoga Program book. It's to really help teach people the value of the oils and give them an experience to let them deepen and enhance their practice. So it's the perfect time now to bring the energy of doTERRA essential oils into your yoga practice. Some of you, I hope, have had a chance to see the wonderful presentation that Elena Brower put together recently, where she talked about how the oils benefit our yoga practice. You know, a lot of us have discovered this incredible value, and I love hearing anybody talking about how doTERRA essential oils can benefit their yoga practice, both on the mat and at home, of course, because we all want to take care of our good health and well-being. So I hope that you'll enjoy the April workshop and bring some energy into your practice and into the practice of your students. I hope that you'll have a chance to let go of whatever heavier vibrations you've been carrying around. Let that burden go. Use the beautiful essential oils of this month's April workshop. And if you don't already have a copy of the Essential Yoga Program, you can pick one up at Amazon or at Aroma Tools and online. Also, for those of you that are interested in taking your practice deeper and working with me on a more in-depth way to bring the Essential Yoga Program out into your yoga community, I've created an online training called the Essential Yoga Academy. And you can find out more about it on my website, which is martyharger.com. That's MartyHarger.com. And on my website, I talk about the Essential Yoga Academy and all of the different benefits of that program, which will help you take this essential yoga workshops to a deeper level to build and enhance your doTERRA team and your business. So if you're interested in that, take a look at it. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy the April Energy Workshop and that you capture the rejuvenation of spring. Thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic month ahead. Namaste.